Okay, so again, this is lesson 10.1, and today we are learning about multiplying whole numbers and fractions. You need to.
Was this part of chapter?
So what is our learning goal for today? Our learning goal for math is what, Arjun?
The learning goal for math is to use area models to multiply whole numbers.
Good. Our goal is today, by the end of our lesson today, you should be able to use an area model to help you multiply a whole number by a fraction. Okay, and we'll talk about what that means. So, let's say we have this problem, which is not showing up. It says a juice container holds 2 quarts. It is 3/4 full. How many quarts of juice are in the container? Okay, so what's an area model? Let's talk about that first. Remember, our learning goal is to be able to use an area model to help us multiply fractions and whole numbers. What's an area model? What do you think it might be? Ria?
A picture that helps.
A picture, exactly. Okay, so let's use a picture to help us solve this problem. It says a juice container holds 2 quarts. How many quarts does it hold, Carmel? Okay, so I'm going to draw 2 boxes to represent each quart. Go ahead and do this in your notebook too. Okay, it says it is 3/4 of the way full. So how should I divide these boxes up into fractions? What should I do? Hey, Mom?
You should split them up into each 3 pieces.
3 pieces?
4 pieces.
Why 4 pieces?
Because the denominator is 3/4.
Uh-huh. It tells us that each quart is divided into fourths, doesn't it? Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. 1. There's fourths there. Okay. I'll do it a little neater than me. Okay. Now, how full are all 4 fourths full? How full is each quart? Swati? 3/4. So I'm going to fill in 3 of those fourths. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to fill in 3 of these over here too. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I had 2 quarts, and it was 3/4 of the way full. So how many of the fourths did I color in total? Aditya?
Like 6, 8.
Well, how many parts do I have total? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my total parts, is that in my denominator or my numerator? Denominator. So I have 8s there. Wait a second. That's not right. Hold on. How many of my fourths are filled in? That's what I want to know first. 6, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 filled in. Good. So I have 6 parts filled in. And do I have 8s or do I still have fourths? So my denominator is still fourths, right? So can I simplify this fraction? How do I simplify it? Carmel.
You define the difference between 6 and 4, which is 2. So first you write 1 whole, because you know it's larger than a whole, and then you take the difference of 6 and 4, which is 2, and the denominator always is the same, so you put a 4.
Good. And so can I simplify that further?
Yes.
Equals what?
Equals 1.5.
Okay. Now let's see if this answer is reasonable. How many quarts do I have total? How many quarts do I have total in this problem? Archish? 2 quarts. If my 2 quarts are only 3/4 of the way full, should my final answer be bigger or smaller than 2? Am I expecting my answer to be bigger or smaller than 2? Right? So is my answer 1.5? Oops, I forgot to label it. 1.5 quarts. Is that a reasonable answer because it is smaller than 2? Is that what we expect?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Let's say we have the problem. Continue. Okay. So if I have 3 times 2/3, Sawyer, what were you saying I can do?
You can draw 3 small modules.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Does that represent my 3 holes? Okay. Why do I need to divide them into thirds?
Because the denominator of 2/3 is 3.
Okay. And then how many of them should I color in?
2 for each.
Okay, so here's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So are my wholes still divided into thirds?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my denominator is still thirds.
Yeah.
Okay, and how many of the thirds are colored in then?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. And what is that? Can I simplify this fraction? 6 thirds? Nadia?
Yes, so what you do, 6 minus 3 equals, that's, you have 1 whole and then that's 3/3.
Uh-huh.
So then 3/3, that's 1 whole, so then you equal 1 whole.
Good, so
1
6
plus 1
thirds
equals 2.
is the same as 2 wholes. Good. Now let's make sure this answer is reasonable. Do we expect the answer to be bigger or smaller than 3? Why do we expect the answer to be smaller than 3? Swati? Yeah, because less than the wholes are colored in for each of the 3, right? Very